Once you start making adjustments to clips in your sequence, you start adding color effects to those clips. To see the color effect, I'm going to go into the window menu and I'm going to open up the effects controls so that we can see that the color effect for the current clip is right here underneath time remapping, opacity, and motion. Ordinarily, clips don't start out with color effects. They only appear once you've made an adjustment. So in this way, color mode is similar to the way Lumetri used to be. The color effect is unique in that it's a compound effect. The color effect actually contains a nested hierarchy of other effects that comprise everything that's happening in color mode. The only effect that is not visible inside of the color effect is any sequence operations you have applied, because those are managed separately. Other than this, the color effect is similar to any other clip except with one other unique property. There can only be one. The color effect is unique in that it is intended to be used with color mode that has an entire world of grade management contained within this one effect. So it wouldn't make sense to have multiple color effects, since the color effect itself contains all of the groups and clip operations and multiple effects that are compatible with color right inside of itself. So if you copy and paste a color effect from one clip to another, you're going to effectively be overwriting the existing color effect with the incoming color effect. Now here's another thing to keep in mind. If you go back to edit mode, I can copy any clip, select another clip, and choose paste attributes, and you'll see that the color effect is visible, just like any other effect. So this is a great way for me to manage my grades in edit mode. And keep in mind, if you duplicate clips or drag them around or do anything to them, the color effect follows those clips around just like any other effect. And so color mode and edit mode work hand in hand really, really well together. And here's one last thing that you'll want to see. If I go back into effect controls, it's tempting to think of the color effect as you would the motion effects or opacity effects or time remapping effects, because there's only one of those available either. However, unlike those effects which are fixed in the image processing pipeline, the color effect has the flexibility of allowing you to apply other effects either prior to the color effect or after the color effect. Let's see how that works. If I go into my video effects, and I'm just going to go into blur and sharpen and add a bokeh blur. If I just add it to this selected clip, by default, any incoming effects will be applied after the color effect, because that's probably what you want to do most of the time. I'm going to move the playhead over so we can see what's going on, and yep, that is a lot of bokeh blur. However, if I needed this to be a pre-color effect, for example, say I had a noise reduction plugin that I wanted to use, and I wanted to put that before my grade so that the grade would benefit from that denoising, all I have to do is drag that effect to be above the color effect. So you do have this flexibility. And really, that's all there is to it. The color effect is like any other effect. I can open up these layered adjustments and drill down into the actual controls. And that's cool. This is where you can do all of your keyframing. There's another video about that. You can open up the sliders and make adjustments this way if you want to. But this isn't how color mode was designed to be used. This can end up being a pretty deep hierarchy, and really this was only meant to be a container for adjustments that are way more efficient to make using the color control panels in color mode. Most of the time you can leave the color effect closed, and frankly leave the effect controls closed altogether, so you can focus on the unified color toolset we've provided you here.